We're going to start in the National League Central. We're going to start with the Chicago Cubs. 84.5 is the number. They won 83 games last year, but this team is missing a key component, and that's Cody Bellinger. Without him in that lineup, I don't like it. So for now, I'm going to take the under. The Cincinnati Reds are next, and 82 wins last year gives us an 82.5. That's cold. I'm taking the over with the Cincinnati Reds. The talent is only getting better. The outlook is bright. Give me over on that Cincinnati Reds number. The Pittsburgh Pirates last year won 76 games, which was a surprise to some. And their over-under this year is 73.5. Less. Are we going backwards with Pittsburgh? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say over 73.5. And the win total probably lands right around where it was last year. But I'm not taking the Pirates back a step. Next, it's the St. Louis Cardinals. What a disappointing season in 2023. 71 wins. We are projecting an 84.5 number. Why? Because all of the problems from last year are magically just going to be fixed? They did not add the pieces to the rotation that were necessary to have a 13-win jump. I'm taking the under for the Cardinals. Next up, the Milwaukee Brewers. Last year, 92 wins. 76.5 is the over-under. Wow, what an impact Corbin Burnes has. Well, it's not just that, but just the direction the team seems to be going leads you to believe that we're taking a step back. And I do believe this Brewers team will take a step back. I don't see 92 wins, but I also don't see 76. Give me the over on this 76.5 number. How about the San Francisco Giants? Last year, 79 wins. The over-under number is 81.5. I think this team is tracking to be better than last year's team. Give me the 81.5. You have a new manager there. Bob Melvin's coming over. There's too many reasons to go over the 81.5. So I'm up on the Giants. How about the Colorado Rockies? 59 wins last year. God, it was bad. 60.5. Could it be worse? I think it can be worse. I think it will be worse. And if this team is in bad shape at the trade deadline, I think you could see some of their good, valuable assets traded away, which will only add to the losses. Next up, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks. 84 wins last year. 83.5. Wow. Over. This is my favorite over of all the overs. This team is clearly better than last year's team. I give them an A for what they've done this offseason, so I'm obviously not going to take their win total down a notch. Give me the over on the Arizona Diamondbacks in that 83.5. The San Diego Padres are next. This is an interesting one. 82 wins last year. The over-under is 81.5. Last year's team had Juan Soto. This year's team does not. Last year's team had Blake Snell. This year's team does not. Josh Hader as well. So many key components that have exited the picture. But remember, last year's team was fluky. It was weird. They couldn't win one-run games. They couldn't win extra inning games. It was a mess. So fluky that I kind of feel like there's a correction coming. So I'm actually going to take the over here. It's barely an over. I'm probably somewhere around 83. So this is close. This is one of the closer overs that I've got. Let's go to the Dodgers. 100 wins last year. In a season where it felt like the Dodgers were vulnerable, they still won 100 games. On 103.5, I'm going over. With all of those additions, with all of the momentum, with everything they have built, with everybody that they have brought in, this team is a lot better than last year's team. And they won 100 games last year. So, yes, over. The Nats are next. This one might also be one of my favorite overs. Last year, they won 71. This year's over under 66.5. Give me the over. This team is going to be getting better every year. Lane Thomas, don't sleep on Lane Thomas. All of those prospects that are moving up the farm system and getting closer and closer, and they're going to have an impact. How about Miami? 84 last year. 78.5. So we're going back 6 wins potentially? I think so. Something about what's going on, what's in the water in Miami, I don't like. I don't like it at all. I don't like what's happening. This team could also, at the trade deadline, this is another one, similar to Colorado, where you could see a sell-off. How about Philly? This one's tough. 90 wins last year, 90.5 is the over-under. I'm taking the over. You're going to have Bryce Harper back for the full season. They won 90 games last year. Bryce Harper missed a ton of time. Aaron Nola was extremely inconsistent. Let's get him consistent. Let's get a full season with Harper. I'm taking the over. Give me about 3 or 4 more wins over. Mets are next. 75 last year. 82.5 is the over-under. So things should be better, right? I don't think so. I'm going under. Go out there and sign J.D. Martinez, and I'll take the over. And that's the difference. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, I have talked about it 2 or 3 times now on the channel. There is a video specifically dedicated to it. Find that video, seek that video out. It explains why I believe J.D. Martinez is the difference between finishing under 500 and maybe making the postseason, what he does for that lineup. Let's go to the Atlanta Braves, 104 last year. 101.5 is the over-under. Can you go over 101 wins? Can we get to 102? I think this is a great team. And this is a team that can definitely push 100 wins. But I don't know if I can book it. I'm going to take the under. This under still gives me 100 wins. I do believe this team can push for 100 wins. Twins are next. We'll move to the American League. 87 last year. 86.5 is the over-under. Sonny Gray is gone. Kenta Maeda is gone. They traded Polanco. Kepler could be moved next. Who knows if there's any other financial related roster decisions that are made that could impact things. I think I'm going under. Not by much. I think this is probably an 84 or an 85 win team. Cleveland is next. 77.5 is the over-under. 76 wins last year. Cleveland is interesting because they're going to pitch. They're going to be in it. They're going to pitch. But they have not addressed their biggest need, and that was the ability to slug, to score runs. And for that, I can't see this team finishing above 500. 76 last year, I still don't think we are above 500. However, I still think that means they can hit the over. White Sox are next. 63.5 is the over-under. 61 last year, and I think they're going to lose more. This team is going to lose over 100 games. Moving on, the Detroit Tigers. 80.5. I believe more is in store. I think this Detroit Tigers team with Tariq Skubal back, let's see some progression, some continued progression with Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson. The Kansas City Royals last year, 56. This year we got an over-under of 73.5. Are we going over? I mean, this is already looking at quite a win jump, and they have had a very nice offseason. And when you factor in Bobby Witt Jr. could remind you of what Ronald Acuna did last year. We could see 30 homers and 50 steals from Bobby Witt Jr. Or at least a 40-40. So what he can do is going to have a major impact, and I'm going to go over on Kansas City. Let's go to Oakland. Last year, only 50 wins. Oh, my God. 56.5 is the over-under, and there's a lot of young talent here. I believe this team can probably win 10 more games than last year. So give me the over for Oakland. Next, it's the Rangers. 90 last year. Your World Series champions. 89.5 is the over-under. Jordan Montgomery doesn't look like he's coming. Chris Young has said no more significant moves for that roster. So give me the under. I don't like where this rotation is headed. They're going to hit. They're going to beat the hell out of the baseball. Just that lineup alone gets them to 81 wins. But if they can't pitch, if Nate Eovaldi gets hurt, John Gray gets hurt, Andrew Heaney's at the top of your rotation out of necessity, sorry. The rotation gives me all the concern in the world. I don't think Texas is going to fall to an 80-win team or anything like that, but I believe this team could take a step back. The Angels are next. 73 last year. 71.5 is the over-under. Ohtani's gone. If there has ever been a free Mike Trout season, this is going to be it. I believe this team is going to be somewhere in the 60s for their win total. How about Seattle here? 88 wins last year. 86.5 is the over-under. I'm going to say this year's team is better. Give me the over. Push me back to that 88, 89, maybe 90 wins for this Seattle team. I think you get Julio Rodriguez, 1 year better. You have all of that pitching. Just the pitching alone with Gilbert, with Kirby, with Castillo, those three at the top are going to lead this team. It's going to be a great pitching performance from that group. So much so that I think this team goes over the 86.5 and at least matches last year's win total, maybe over by 1 or 2 wins. Let's get to Houston. 92.5 is the over-under. They won 90 games last year. Remember, last year was fluky. The home and road splits made no sense. I think that corrects itself. I don't think that happens 2 years in a row. Give me the over for Houston. I believe this Houston team, you bring in Josh Hader, you now have a two-headed monster at the back of that bullpen. I believe this Houston team is good to push 100 wins. Boston, full throttle. 78 last year, 80.5 this year. I don't like that rotation one bit. I take that back. I like Brian Bayo. Outside of that, this team's not going to compete. Give me a Jordan Montgomery signing, and I might take the over. But at this moment, with this team, they feel like they're going to be right back around that 78 win mark, which puts them under. The Toronto Blue Jays, 89 wins last year, and the over-under is 86.5. Toronto last year dealt with an Alek Manoah circus. They dealt with is disappointing even. I don't even know if disappointing is a strong enough word to describe the season that they got from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So to deal with that and still win 89 games is impressive. Give me the over on the 86.5. This feels like a 90-win team. Let's go to Tampa. 99 wins last year. Just roll out of bed and win games. That's what Tampa does. 84.5 is the over-under. This team finds a way. Cash is still there. That may be the most important element here. Kevin Cash is still there. They're going over 84.5. You can't tell me the Rays are going to finish below 500. And that's basically what you would be saying if you go under 84.5. So give me the over. Are they winning 99 games? Hell no. Can they get to 88, 89? Yes. Give me the over on that Rays number. How about the Yankees? 93.5 last year, 82. Oh my God. They almost did it. The damn New York Yankees, this close to finishing below 500 last year. I would love to say the Yankees are going to win 93 games and 11 more than last year. But don't you kind of feel like that's if everything goes perfectly right? That is if that rotation remains healthy. I know Garrett Cole's durable as hell, but Carlos Rodon's a big question mark. Marcus Stroman was hurt second half of last year. I don't know. I'm not too confident in that rotation. We're also going to have a full 162 from Aaron Judge. We're going to need Stanton to stay healthy. We're going to need Soto to stay healthy. We're going to need Rizzo back. We're going to need so many things to go right. We're going to need Volpe to take a step forward with the bat. Too many things need to happen for them to get to 93.5. Are they going to win more than 82? Yes. Are they going to go over 93? I don't think so. Not with all of those variables in play. They could, but if you're betting, I think you have to bet the under because of all of those elements that could go wrong for them. How about the Baltimore Orioles? 101 wins last year, and the over-under's 90.5. They trade for Corbin Burnes. News today that Kyle Bradish is hurt. He's going to try to play through. Between now and when you see this, there could be more information on Bradish. But again, I believe this is a team. Can you project 100 wins? The only team that I will project and bet on 100 or more wins are the Dodgers. So I'm not saying that the Orioles book them for another 100. I'm not saying that. But I do think we're going over 90. I think this Orioles team is at the floor is 91 or 92. And the ceiling is to reach that 100 again. It's a safe bet to go over 90 for the Orioles. Even if there are injuries that creep up, they have an army of major league ready talent down in the minor leagues that can step in. So the Orioles are a safe bet to go over that 90.5. Those are my over-under predictions. What are yours? Comment down below. How do you see this playing out for your favorite team? Are they going to win more or are they going to win less than what we have here? If you haven't commented below, please do so. Make sure to also hit that like if you have not yet. You made it to the end. So would love for you to show your support and let me know you enjoyed the video by hitting that like. And of course, subscribe if you have not yet. That's it, everybody. I am out of here. I appreciate you coming in. Ballcap Nation, I salute you. As always, you know the deal. If it is low in life and in the game, let it go. And if it's high, let it fly. I'll catch you next time.